Hello and welcome back to another episode of Business is Pleasure. This is your first time checking out Business is Pleasure. This is where we take some time to discuss, first off, our business. Then we dabble in a little bit of our relationship, how are things going. But most importantly, we try to share content that's relevant to you guys and that brings value. So you guys can, one, learn from our mistakes, or two, just be entertained by me acting stupid. But first, before we get started, guys, I'm looking drippy right now. Kot's looking very drippy right now. I'm looking like extremely sexified. Babe, do I look sexified? I look sexified, right? Guys, come on, Kot never compliments me, and if she's saying yes, come on, we know something's up right now. I got a fresh haircut the other day. I got a nice little silk shirt on. It's really polyester, but we're gonna say it's silk. I got my little 2 chains on. I'm even showing a little chest hair, a little chest tat. Come on, babe.
You don't have chest hair.
Don't do that, babe. Look, come on, babe. I'm a man. Of course I have a little chest hair. Don't do that. Okay, so if this is your first time checking out Business is Pleasure, the first question that we generally start, I'll ask Kot this question, but she doesn't ever ask me it back. I don't know why. That's just how she is. But
I never have.
Ever.
I never have.
You never have, never. Maybe once,
I just
maybe twice.
realized that.
Yeah, maybe twice. So, how was your week?
Oh my god. That's so funny. I'm sorry.
So I'm used to it by now. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
My week was good. Yeah, I've just been really busy with like my other job.
Every week you're busy.
So yeah, I'm just busy. But I feel like I feel like it's been hard to kind of like find a schedule to like balance both like this and like the other stuff that I do. Just because like my other stuff got a little bit busier than expected. So
What happened exactly? Why are you like so busy teaching and stuff now?
I just got a bunch more classes.
And it's kind of cool too because like you were just like thrown in this position
Yeah.
where you kind of had to like sink or swim. I think you handled it fairly well so far. Of course, like there are some things with the business that was kind of hard to juggle, like posting consistently. But we have to understand it's like sometimes, and what's funny, that's one thing I don't think enough people or even ourselves talk about. What happens when life gets in the way of business? You know what I mean? And of course, like the business is like one of our main sources of income. But the reality of it is that like your career path that you've chosen, that's something that we both understand how valuable it is. So there are going to be some times where like, you know, kind of has to take a step back. FST has to take a step back just so like you can do what you need to do and everything, you know?
Yeah.
Because the reality of it is like you kind of have to pick or choose at certain points in your career and realize like, hey, like, you know what? As much as I do love running this business, as important as the business is, I may have to like just relax for a second.
Yeah.
And the same idea when it goes to like relationships, when
Yeah.
it goes to like your hobbies and things like that as well too, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes other things do have to like be at the forefront so you can remain successful. Because if you're not able to like be successful in that aspect of your career, that can like have this like residual effect that can really mess up Clarinet Cole, mess up FST. Like I don't want to go on the street. You know what I mean?
Just kidding. It's not gonna happen.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, it was just like sometimes it's hard to find a balance because like when you're running a business, like there literally is no end. Like it's not like a 9 to 5 where you're like, yeah. I'm
Sorry to cut you off, but it's so funny that you said that. I was walking around the corner, I was like, oh man, like, because Kot loves like the Housewives show, and they're all on vacation. Like, I can't wait to go on vacation. I'm like, hold on, like, we don't really have that option right now. It's like, and even if we are on vacation, we still have to maintain the business and make sure it's running
and like
perfectly.
both of us, anytime we've ever been on vacation, we're just kind of like, okay, like,
Yeah,
I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go work on my business.
Yeah.
It's just like it's not a desire for us because we don't find those things that entertaining like at this point in our lives. Well, at least I don't think you do, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't know, there's a time and place, and like for me, like the most fun is when like I'm making some money.
Yeah. For now, anyway, right?
Yeah.
Because I think right now we're both in a point of our lives where like we understand what comes with being like economically free.
Yeah.
So we constantly keep that in the back of our minds, like, hey, like being disciplined in the business, being consistent in the business has the ability to get us there, you know?
Yeah.
And it's so crazy because the system that we have in place is actually working.
Yeah.
It's actually working. It's like what we talked about, right? That like it doesn't matter how good the system is, but if the people that are using the system are not disciplined, it's not going to work, no matter what. Well, it's very unlikely that it will work. You
Yeah,
know?
because we're like a perfect analogy. We're watching that like bodybuilding competition, right?
Yeah.
And it's like you can have the perfect system, perfect like coach, nutritionalist, whatever. But like if you don't go to the gym, if you don't follow like the meal plans, if you don't do the meal prepping, if you don't like refrain from drinking wine and like picking out on junk food, like it doesn't matter how good the system is, it's not gonna work.
No, 100%. And the craziest thing too, especially in business, there's so many different variables that do come into play. For instance, like, is your product good? Do you know your audience? Do you have enough money so you can maintain your business and everything, you know? So I think with us, it's just like, at the beginning, we were so uncertain.
Yeah.
And now we're at a point where we've like been able to cut off all the excess fat, the things aren't working.
Yeah.
We're now so focused on like what is really working.
And like the really good thing about like a system and like adapting to a system is like there's things that you can do to help yourself speed up getting a system or like learning a system or running a system. Like you can like follow people online. Like we learned a lot from like Gary Vee and stuff like that. Or like you can get a mentor and like follow their system. Or like even just like look at a business online that, or not even online, but just look at a business in general that like you kind of want to model yourself off of and try to copy everything that you can see them doing. Like you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different ways that you can get to a system because I feel like sometimes when people are just starting out, at least I know we were, like we kind of like stressed about that system, but like getting
That's how we got to it.
Yeah, like getting a system, you have to kind of stress over it, not necessarily in a negative way, but you have to like go through that like uneasy challenges of like not really knowing what you're doing until you do figure it out.
Yeah, and I think that's another aspect what a lot of people don't talk about in business is that like that uncertainty that comes along with it. It's like, how do I know that me following this process, also known as this system, is going to get me to the result that I really want, you know?
Yeah.
And I think with us, what's really helped that is just the idea of like trial and error. We've talked about how like, oh man, sometimes we hate learning new things, but we realize we learn them every time. And then we always implement them in a way that's successful and beneficial for the business. Yeah. So I think it's just that like we've gotten more comfortable with that uncertainty and with like that progression. It's like even with us with that new type of content that we're trying to introduce. It's just that like we know it's gonna work well because one, we have a system to distribute it. Yeah. Two, we know our audience. And three, like we just trust in our process and like where we want this whole thing to go, you know? And the shit's valuable. Like the information is so fire and a lot of people are gonna be able to really benefit from it.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like trial and error. Like it doesn't work out.
Yeah. That's what's cool too. It's just that like we've gotten comfortable with the idea if this does fail. Yeah, like you know what I mean?
Like I feel like running a business, like people always say like
why are you feeling me up so much time?
Stop.
I told you guys I'm dripping tonight. I'm sexified guys, I told you. Call cameras is me. Babe, relax. The camera's on me, relax. What's wrong with you? My God.
Stop.
Okay.
I don't remember what I was gonna say.
With the system, we've running it, trial and error, we're getting comfortable with it. Yeah, so like we have gotten really comfortable with it and everything, so all we have to do now is just continue, like, and failing is a part of it, like you know what I mean?
Failing is a part of business, like, you need to, like, literally get comfortable with that fact. Failing is a part of life.
Yeah, 100%.
Failing, honestly, like, there've been times in my life where, like, I failed really, really bad at something, and, like, a small part of me was, like, honestly, it happened for a reason, and, like, something better is gonna come along, because, like, obviously this wasn't meant to be. Like, failures are there for a reason to put you in a different direction or a better direction or whatever the case may be. It just kind of depends on how you look at it.
Yeah, it's even crazy too when you talk about failure. Because I remember when we first started running Tiny Co, we wanted to sell like just jeans. We weren't really sure about like what type of jeans we should sell, so we just like let's essentially sell anything. And I think for like the first 7-8 months, like those jeans just sat there and they didn't sell at all.
Remember we had some big sizes. Like,
honestly, you know what it was though? Even when I think about it though, we didn't though. Because remember, like a bunch of my friends were wearing them. They would fit their waist. So
no, but it wasn't. No, I'm not mean like big in the waist. I mean like the leg.
Babe, it's literally the exact same type of jeans now. The 505s and the 550s. What I think it is now, like this is like 4 years ago, everyone wanted skinny jeans or slim fit, right?
That's so true.
Yeah,
that's so true. Now the style just changed.
Yeah.
So everyone's like, yeah, I want like the boyfriend.
Yeah, because even now, like we have a couple pairs of skinny jeans online or like slim fit.
They're not selling.
Not fun. Everyone wants the straight cut, the straight leg and everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's kind of interesting because like,
so crazy.
like and that's one thing about business, right? Like sometimes you can be too early. And like that, honestly, it's not that we're too early.
You didn't know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give us that credit.
we were no trendsetters.
No, we were no trendsetters. We were trendsetters. We were literally like just a lack of information and we just didn't know. And also, it could have been part of like maybe we're selling to the wrong audience as well, too, right?
Yeah, we didn't really have an audience back then.
Yeah.
We were just kind of like doing whatever.
Yeah, we're like shooting in the dark, right?
Yeah.
But it's interesting because this past weekend we went to the 613 Flea. Guys, if you ever get an opportunity to check out the 613 Flea, it's a great marketplace, extremely eclectic, with everything from like vintage from the 1950s to woodworking to great desserts and pastries. It has a mix of everything.
Everything.
It's really
Essential
good.
oils, I got some tea tree
Oh
oil.
yeah, you got that. Eh? You
Yeah.
haven't used it yet. You haven't sports one?
No.
Okay. But yeah, so we started selling mom/dad jeans again, and if you guys are unfamiliar with the fit, they're more so like a straight leg, fairly loose.
I'm not sure what I'm wearing right now.
Yeah, exactly what Kyle's wearing right now. And we got the idea because this other reseller, Lexi Fine, shout out to Lexi, thank you so much. And guys, this is what's good. If you see something working for someone else, don't be embarrassed or too proud to just be like, hey, like, how's that going for you? And she was able to let us know, like, honestly, you're doing really well right now. People love the mom jeans. So we decided, you know what, we always have access to Levi's jeans, so why not try it? And we ended up maybe getting like 5 pairs. Within that first week, 2 of them sold online. And one thing you guys have to understand when it comes to business, if it works once, it will work twice, it will work 3 times, it will work 4 times. So we got a whole bunch of jeans. We had about 15 pairs that we brought to the event. And they actually worked really well. Out of the 15 pairs, we sold a third of those jeans, right? So some about 5 pairs. It's really good if you think about that type of ratio, right? And the good thing about it too is that like a lot of the sizes were the same. So it's not like we had a wide range of sizes that people could pick and choose from. And so it's nice that we were able to test the market one online. That worked, and then bam, continue selling more jeans.
And the thing I like about jeans is it appeals to like a wider audience and
Yes.
it's something else. So
Yes.
let's say if we were selling like a windbreaker or like a vintage tee, like for the most part, like your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, young, old, like everyone wears Levi's jeans mostly.
Yeah,
Or like
of course.
or
Or at
everyone
least he's aware of
or
what
at
he
least
likes.
aware of them or like wants them, whatever, knows what they're good quality, stuff like that. So like pretty much everyone that walked past our booth was kind of like, oh Levi's, oh Levi's, oh Levi's, and the only like factor that made them not buy was like we didn't have their size. So
Yeah.
like there were a lot of people that were interested in those jeans.
And the good thing I liked about our setup for the jeans too was that we had a really nice, simple white table that they were laid on. It was at the front. So it's like, okay, well, people would go through the jeans. And I think once you have someone there, you're able to like engage them, like, hey, like, what size are you looking for? Do you have a particular style that you're looking for? And let's say the jeans don't work out for them. Hey guys, come check out some of our tops. Come check out some of our belts, you
And I
know?
think like also the way that we presented it worked out really well too, because like we had done previous events where like it's hard for us to hang up all of our like jeans and pants. So a lot of the times we would lay it on the ground. Like we put like obviously like some sort of like towel or like something down to like protect it, and then we would put it on the ground. But like you have to remember that there's a lot of people that are off put by stuff being on the ground. Like there's a lot of people, maybe not even just like off put out by it, but like maybe they're older, they have like mobility like issues. They don't want to just like bend down and like be looking through all this clothing, right? Like yeah, younger people usually aren't like kind of like deterred by that, but there are some people that are. So like that's something that if you're doing an event, like you also have to take stuff like that into consideration. Like yeah, it's nice you can use the floor space and like do whatever, but like there are some people that don't want to see clothing on the ground.
No, 100%. And I think that's another aspect when it comes to like us as like presenting our clothing as well. We should always try to present it in the most appealing way possible, you know? Because I think it's cool to put on the clothing on the ground because like, oh, it's earthy, it's whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like there are some people that are gonna be off put by that.
Of course,
So it's
yeah.
best that like we just try to present it. And also it just looks more appealing to the eye as well too, you
And
know?
also like for sure, like I feel like it depends on the setting. Like let's say if you're at like a festival or like something that's really like I don't know catered towards like young people, maybe like a Coachella or like some sort of like music festival. Like yeah, sure, like lay yourself out on the ground, make it look all earthy and natural, whatever. But like it depends on where you are and like the majority of people that are coming, and also the product itself. Like we're selling jeans, and a lot of the times, like we just said, like it wasn't just younger people, it was older people too. And like a lot of times, those older people are the ones that were like generally speaking more off put by stuff being on the ground.
And the thing I really like about Levi's when I think about it now, and I like how we were so specific. We had about, like, let's say 15 pairs. One was like Calvin Klein, another was Polo Ralph Lauren. But we were like so strategic to get Levi's because everyone resonates or more or less knows how Levi's fits them, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that's something that really allowed people, a lot help with them selling themselves more or less. And the good thing about it too is like, that's why like we always talk about like, okay, me personally, I wish we only sold Tommy Hilfiger. I wish we only sold like Carhartt. But it's always important to have those legacy brands that everyone, your mom, your grandparents, your kids know and actually does enjoy, you know?
Yeah. So I think like I just thought of something, but I think like leading up to our next event, I want to get more jeans.
Yeah. I got like 3-4
Yeah.
more pairs.
I want to get another table to lay out.
Yes.
I was saying that, and I'm gonna make like a sizing chart because like that was like a big issue that we were having. Because like a lot of people were coming up, and obviously like the mom dad jeans, they're just men's jeans, right? So
Yeah,
a lot of
women.
times, sometimes they are women's, but a lot of times they're just men's jeans. So like a lot of people were coming up being like, okay, it's 32, but like I
But
wear.
in women, they're familiar with the same.
Yeah, like I wear a size like 4. Like, will this fit? You're not.
And me and Claude had a debate, and she was wrong. I told her that size 32 is equivalent to like a size 10 to a size 12. And she's like, no. So you know what we did? We got our trusty friend Google, who proved Claude wrong. And even up to this point, she won't even be like, honestly, no, you were correct. So babe, can you give me my just new please?
Yeah, we need some humble juice.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
We need some humble juice. You need to calm down.
You need some humble juice. Your ego right now is getting in the way of your misunderstanding.
No, you need some humble juice.
You need some humble juice. I come up to you right now, I'm looking sexified. I'm looking sexified, so I'll take it on me. But like, honestly, 2 things. One, I want us to create that sizing chart. There's one online, so we need to get that.
Yeah, and literally what I want to do is I'm trying to.
And I would also want us to encourage customers more to take multiple pairs to try on.
Yes, I was doing that.
Yeah. Because one thing for me, it's like, especially like dealing with people, I don't want to offend them. Like, yeah, you're 34, like, but they really think they're a size 30. Like, what should I say that? So one thing I really want to encourage you, like, you know what? Here's a size 30. Try 28 as well, but also try 32.
And I think like because like the fitting room is away from our booth, we kind of need to encourage that. Because people don't want us to be like, yeah, I'm taking like 30, like 4 pairs of jeans. And, like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they feel, they already kind of feel a little bit awkward about it. So it's like, I feel like we encourage like, yeah, take as many pairs as you want, like maybe a couple variations in sizes and go try it on. Or even like, if let's say more so a girl, like say it's a girl trying on whatever, and like I could like let's say she goes and then I could be like, yeah, like I can come check on you and see if you want any more sizes or anything like that.
You know what I even thought about as well too? That is an opportunity for us to upsell. It's like right now you're in track pants. Like, you know what? A good way to see if this fits well, try it on with this shirt as well and just tuck it in and see if it like is something similar to what you have at home already.
And then like sometimes we forget about the fact that like yeah we're running a business, we're also in retail.
Yeah.
Like we have to apply those same retail tactics to this.
Yeah.
And like sometimes I feel a little bit awkward because like I've never really been in retail, so like I don't know, I just feel weird that I can't. Like, when I did at the event, it took me so embarrassing. So, I don't know why.
To hear the truth.
So this guy, he was trying on, like, I don't know, like a sweater. And I was like, oops. I was like, oh, that's so good. Babe, can you put it on again?
Don't touch me. You're embarrassing. You're never really light to the guy before he has it on. You're embarrassing.
I just like, I was so bad.
It's so generic. You're like, oh, that's good.
It's so bad. I was like, Colette, can you put it on yet?
Well, maybe he thought you were like, oh, like, the sweater looks so good. Like, oh, that sweater looks so good. And it's just a little
Yeah, I put it off, but that's not what I meant. I just was like, too soon. You know?
It's okay. It's fine.
It was so weird. They talked to me.
And I think like when it comes to like us being able to have the items actually there for the customers, it allows us to like listen to our customer more, right? So for instance, if they're telling us like, hey, like I'm a size 35, I'm a size 36, we need to understand like, you know, we need to have bigger sizes, you know what I mean? Because I think the whole
That's
time,
what we did.
you know what's even funny too though, like the whole time no one was even asking for 28. A couple people were asking for 28, but not that much. Like, you know what I mean? It was really the average size between a 30 to a 34, and you had a couple people that wanted like a 36 or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think it's always good to just have like at least 2 of every size.
And you know what I was thinking too? Like, we should have, because I feel like a lot of people want the waist to fit perfectly. But a lot of times with Levi's, especially with the one and back jeans, you're gonna need to wear a belt. So like, we didn't encourage people to be like, yeah, take a pair of jeans, and I'm like, take a belt. Just wear a belt.
Yeah.
You're most likely gonna have to wear a belt.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna get all
And that's again upselling as well. They're like, oh, not just about them, right? I'm actually making how much is about. Oh, I don't know, we'll just show it for the X amount of price or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I think as much as like we want to ensure customers enjoy the products they are admiring, sometimes they don't know what's best on them, you know what I mean? And then sometimes it's up to us to like try and encourage them or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the thing with me is like sometimes when I think about upselling, because like I don't like being pushy. So I know when I'm at a store, I don't like that. I don't like someone's like, oh, try this. I remember one time I went to American Apparel, and it was like this mesh shirt, and it was in white. And it looked good, but this other girl, she's like, you know what, there was one where it's part mesh, and then it's part like, just part fully solid. After I was like, yeah, let me try it on. And it worked so well. And like sometimes it's not even really upselling, it's suggesting. You know, like, you know, that's what they say, like, he suggested about it.
Yeah.
Suggested a shirt, you know?
Yeah.
Suggest a different style.
Yeah, and like you get the vibe that like someone's not like your suggestion.
Well, 100%. And the good thing that we, and then one of the advantages that we have is that we know what we have on hand. You know what I mean? So we're familiar to what's popular right now, what's really trendy. And it's easy to, like, if we see a guy right now, he's trying on a pair of dad jeans, like, you know what, hey, try on with this windbreaker with the shirt tucked in with the belt. You know what I mean? And like, hey, if you don't like anything, at least next time you kind of have an idea what you pair with. Exactly. Like, I think there are so many ways to bring value to our audience without always selling them something, you know? And I think that's really important. And that's why I think it's like it's good just constantly listen to our audience, because once we listen to them, we're better understanding what they like. And I think with us, that's why the Free Fridays have become so successful to reach our door. Because before, we were kind of limited in terms of reaching out to a large audience, because it's only on our story. And it's like, unless you follow us, or like you're randomly coming across our page, that's how you actually come across our story. But now with Free Friday, we put it on our timeline, so it allows it to be present to so much more people, and we're also putting ads on it now too, right? So it's great because like we're now encouraging our audience to one, constantly keep up with us every Friday so they can like see our stuff, and two, just engaging and like making it fun, making it exciting. Like, you know, like I like to just follow these guys and then I have the potential to win a free item. Like that's incredible. I think that's so dope. And again, it goes back to the idea like how we bring value to these people. And it's like I don't only want to sell you shit. I want you to constantly come back to our page for something that's entertaining, for something that's informative, or just, you know, just to like talk, just chat, like, you know, chop it up. Yeah, so I think that's always important, you know what I mean? Is there anything that you think that we've been able to do in terms of listening to our audience that you see a difference in?
I think just like what we carry. I feel like that's probably the biggest thing. Like even at our events, like we learn so much from our events. Like if there's particular areas that people are looking for a lot, or like asking me about, we try to like focus more on that and stuff like that. You know, I think like that in itself is like a great tool. You know?
Yeah, and I think that's good too, because like, we stop with our audience, we're essentially saying your opinion is important, and we're only going to do what we want to. And I think once we go back to that mentality, because that's how we were initially, right? That's when we start going down that decline of being understanding and really just being attentive to the customer's needs. So I think with us, it's always just about like, you know, let's talk, let's have conversations. And then the thing I like about Instagram, it allows businesses to engage in such a transparent and small way, because like on your story you can ask a question. So you know, so there's sometimes we'll ask a question like, hey, like what product should we carry now? People are like, oh yeah, you should carry Babe, you guys should carry Fendi, you guys should carry this. I'm like, whoa, you guys are kind of bougie. But I hear you. I definitely hear you. You know what I mean? And also, it's the same thing too. Like, I think there's so many different ways to listen to your audience. It's not only verbally. It's also like, look at what they're wearing. Like, you know what I mean? Look at the music they're listening to. Sometimes you get a small idea of like, okay, well, you've influenced like golf culture and grunge culture is like really popular right now within our demographic. So it's like you started getting cross belts, you started getting grunge belts, you know what I mean? But the bomb jeans, we ripped up patterns, stuff, distressed. That's all encompassing of that subculture, you know? And the thing I like, I'm not sure you realize though, you only had 3 belts between them sold, right? So that's one thing that we need to understand, because like some products are doing a lot better per person.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I think that's something that we definitely have to keep in mind as well too, right? So no, that's what's really important, you know. And I think when it comes to our audience as well, it allows us to just focus on one person at a time.
Yeah, people want to feel like they're noticed and
But it makes sense.
when we're at events and like let's say we'll see someone that we've seen before, like we acknowledge them, we're like, hey, how are you? Like, how's that like shirt going for you? Like we like that's the reason why people choose to shop with small businesses as opposed to like Zara or H&M, because like they have the ability to make that one-on-one connection. Because like in the end of the day, like since I'm choosing call it, like we're humans. It's like that's what makes us live. I mean, what makes the world go around. It's our connections with each other and other people. So like at the end of the day, we all have that human desire to like connect with each other. And then like even if it's something as like I don't know what some people would think is trivial as their clothing, that it is what it is. Like it's a form of connection, you know. So that's it's really important because it goes a long way.
Yeah, and I think it also goes to the whole idea that when I was talking about that marketing guy, Seth Godin, the video he was referring to is like, you don't need 100,000 followers. If you have 5 followers, but they do 100,000 people to you, why would you not focus on those 5 people? And that's one thing I really want to focus on, especially when it comes to like first engaging with the customer without even talking. So when they see our content, when they see the authenticity from us, that's one way we're engaging with them. When they understand that, hey, I purchased something from these guys, and they still went out of their way to ask me how's the item moving along, did I like it, you know what I mean? And then even just being for the heck of it, like, hey, like, by the way, next time you come back, here's 10% off, just because. You know what I mean? That sense of loyalty, that sense of like, hey, like, you are helping us. The least we can do is make the process for you next time so much easier. Or like less expensive.
Yeah, give it a deal.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, 100%. It's like, I would rather like a customer only pay $5 an item for 20 years than they want to pay 100 just that one time, you know what I mean? And I think that's what's important is like, we need to continue keeping that community, so our customers can be happy, just continue that cycle of like bringing value. I think that's all important. Okay, so anything else you wanna?
I'm just excited for our event coming up this weekend.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really good. Like Levi's jeans, we're gonna be the jean people this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
We're gonna be the jean people
Yeah,
this
for
weekend.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, so until the next time, guys. Peace. If you have any questions or concerns, hit us up in the DM. We're nice people, so we'll be a friend. Peace. Wait, podcast, babe. Good job.
Yeah, I just thought of an idea
Which one?
for the event.
Okay.
So